Welcome, witches, warlocks, werewolves, and wondrous creatures to Halloween Lane, the podcast where we lead you down the terrifying back alley of horror to see what scares it has to offer. I'm your horrific host, Rebel Notorious, and joining me today is the spectacular Shaun, the malevolent Melina, and the murderous Manuel.
It's not very murderous.
Yeah, where's the murder?
Yeah.
Just do the.
I killed someone.
Oh, it's not Vincent. Is it Vincent Price? Thriller? The midnight hour is close at hand. So this is today. Wow, you think I've never hosted a podcast before?
I guess we're talking about stuff.
So on today's episode, we're going to be talking about Japanese. I was going to say folklore because that was what I set out with the intention of like looking up. And like, yes, most of this is. But I specifically ended up going down the route of yokai, which is a very specific Japanese, not idea, because you can apply it outside of Japan and Japanese folklore. You can apply it to like our idea of the supernatural. So I'm just gonna most of what I found today to talk about and read is from yokai.com, which is like an encyclopedia of yokai.
Can I ask? I don't know if you're about to explain, but like for a more specific like definition of yokai, because I don't really know.
It's here. Don't worry.
Is it like, because I know it's not ghost, but it's like a ghostly thing.
Yes. So I'm gonna read the introduction before we get into any of the actual entries, because I think this is the best place to start, because as I now know, you guys know nothing about what they are, what they aren't, and I had like an idea of what they were and weren't, but this kind of clarified to me.
Like the closest like I can think of in this situation is like Oni, but like
Oni are yokai, and they have a specific listing on this place. So what I'll do is I'll go through the what yokai are section of introduction to yokai from yokai.com. I'm not going to go over brief history because that you can read if you want. I want to leave stuff for people to go find themselves. And like I say, I've only picked a few. This website has a ton, and the creator of the website has like books that he's written about it and stuff as well. So, good resource, great place to go for that sort of thing. So, we'll start with what yokai are and aren't. Yokai are strange supernatural creatures and phenomenon from Japanese folklore. The word is a combination of the characters yo, meaning attractive, bewitching, calamity, and kai, meaning mystery or wonder. Over the years, many different English words have been used as translation. Yokai can be translated as monster, demon, spirit, or goblin, but it encompasses all of that and more. The world of yokai also includes ghosts, gods, transformed humans and animals, spirit possession, urban legends, and other strange phenomena. It is a broad and vague term, and nothing exists in English that quite describes it. Yokai is one of those words like samurai, geisha, ninja, and sushi that's best left in the native tongue. That's something that's kind of happened in recent years from Japanese media, is that yokai has kind of become a more concrete leave it as is. Don't translate it, because it's like very it has like a very specific context and meaning. One of the most difficult one of the most difficult things to define are the boundaries of what constitutes a yokai and what isn't a yokai. Even in Japanese, the term is difficult to pin down. Over the many eras of Japanese history, different words have been used as catch-all terms for the supernatural forces of this world. Bakemono, obake, mononoke, kai, oni. So there you go. And mononoke is another word that's
I've heard
we haven't encountered, but Princess Mononoke.
That's it.
Bakemono is kind of traditional word in Japanese for monster, I believe. If you're watching an anime and you see someone be called a monster in subtitles, if you listen to the dialogue, you may hear that word, but it probably has broader context and usage as well. I only have a very minimal grasp of Japanese.
What? I thought you were fluent.
I fucking wish. Depending on who you're talking to, specific creatures may or may not be classed as yokai. Are ghost yokai or oni yokai? Can good spirits be yokai, or are they only evil spirits? Are kami yokai? Kami meaning a god, Japanese gods, a deity.
I knew that.
Does yokai only apply to Japan, or does it apply to all countries? Every rule has an exception, and every answer has a contradiction. The broadest possible definition of yokai includes all supernatural creatures and phenomena from all parts of the world, essentially creating supernatural, essentially everything supernatural everywhere. And then this is sort of the creator of this website's own little context for the site itself and the scope in which it's covering. So I'm quoting him in this because it switches to first person all of a sudden. I prefer to use a broad brush when defining yokai, but not that broad. In my books and on this site, yokai refers to all supernatural creatures and phenomena which are found in Japanese folklore. My definition is limited specifically to Japanese folklore for two reasons: because yokai is a Japanese word, and because there already is an English word which describes everything supernatural from everywhere. Supernatural.
Yeah.
Like the TV show.
Like the TV show. But aside from restricting the definition to Japanese folklore, I prefer to define yokai with as broad a brush as possible. Feels like a weird last sentence to finish on considering what you just said before, but okay.
Yeah.
So what I've done is I've just sent the guys a whole list of them. So I don't know if there's any that jump out, because the end of the link is the name of the yokai.
Yeah, well, they're all...
The funny thing isn't what yokai are on our end. It's like latest yokai.
Oh,
and
yeah,
it makes
yeah.
me think of like SCP.
Yeah.
You know,
It kind of
like, the
does have
latest
that.
SCP.
Yokai detected.
A lot of these are rooted in like actual history, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm looking at like one of them, which is the oh god, I have to pronounce names. Jorogumo.
Jirogumo, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Close
enough.
Geronimo?
Jirogumo.
Geronimo.
I don't know if my iPad can. Oh no, my iPad can't do this.
That's just like the first one I've really like clicked on with a name.
So let's see if.
That's because it's right there.
Where's my volume? Let's see if it does this. There you go. I've had to do that for a bunch of these because I'm not 100% sure how to pronounce some of them.
Hey, it's better than me just eyeballing it.
Yeah, no, that's fair. So Jirogumo, which translates to entangling bride, alternatively horse spider.
Yeah, that's very different.
Yeah,
very different.
I just read that and was like, alternatively, horse spider.
Horse pilot.
Entangling bride, like she lures you in. Horse spider.
Yeah.
You can just call them black widows.
Yeah.
Its habitats are cities, towns, rural areas, forests, and caves. So that's pretty much
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
I just read the diet.
Yeah, diet, which is what it feeds on. Young, I can't remember. Virile.
What
Hold
does
on.
virile
Google.
mean?
Like masculine.
Virile.
It's like
Very British.
Yeah,
very,
thank you, Daniel.
yeah, text to speech, YouTube.
So Sigma Man.
What? No.
No,
I don't know. Let's move on.
young dude.
So, its appearance is described in Japan as... Oh, fuck. I fucked that up. Its appearance, in Japan, some spiders are known to possess amazing supernatural powers. One of these is the Jirogumo. What's this got to do with what it looks like? Known as
We're gonna find out it's the spider.
known as the Golden Orb Weaver in English. Where the fuck did they get that from? How we went from Entangling Bride to Horse Spider to Golden Orb Weaver? What is going on?
Look, she has a lot of different hobbies.
when a
okay?
golden what?
Yeah, God forbid a woman has a hobby.
God forbid women do anything.
So the Jirogumo is the most well-known of the arachnid yokai. Okay, so there's a lot of them, and found all over the Japanese archipelago except for the northern island of Hokkaido. That was an interesting thing. So I wanted to try and track down some, but the website search is kind of limiting because you have to know the keywords.
Yeah.
And I couldn't find much for Hokkaido that specifically related, because seeing this is like Hokkaido is like a kind of separate part of Japan. It's like got a different history to it because you have the like native tribes people that I knew used to live up there and stuff, so they have their own culture and stuff, and so I wanted to try and find some stuff related to specifically Hokkaido.
It's not a one-to-one comparison, but like Hokkaido is very much like the Scotland of Japan.
A little bit,
some ways.
Yeah, in some ways.
It's not one-to-one, and there's a lot of differences, obviously. Because,
yeah.
they're not a combined union sort of
Yeah,
country.
I mean, you could
Japan
also
just sort of conquered it.
kind of look at the Ainu as like, well, I mean, the Pictish are kind of completely extinct at this point, but like you can kind of compare them in the sense that like
the Highland Lowland sort of divide as well and all that. Yeah.
So anyway, their body size averages between 2 or 3 centimeters long. Wow, they're small.
So they're like But this is spider.
This is
form.
spider,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
But they can grow much larger. Some are massive enough to catch and eat small birds. Okay.
Cool.
Renowned for their size, their vividly beautiful colours, and the large and strong webs they weave, the beautiful Jirogumo are also famous for the cruel destruction they wreak on young men. Written with modern kanji, their name means entangling bird. However, these specific characters were added much later to cover up the original meaning of Jirogumo or spider.
Damn.
Wow.
I feel like one person had a good experience with them and was like entangling bright, and the other one was almost gonna find horse spider.
Well,
One of them. Were they featured in any movies? Because it's familiar. This thing is familiar to me, but I don't know.
I mean, we had one of the cities. We had a spider lady.
Yes, so that's where I think is the most like accurate
Inspiration of it.
like depiction you could kind of say is that opening scene of Wicked City where he's taking up a lady's time.
Sean put it so delicately.
I'm never gonna live that.
I only was able to bring that up because I've just edited that compilation together and I heard that line again,
To this day, I still hate that I said that.
which by the way had just come out about 2 hours ago on
Yes.
Yeah, I
YouTube.
got the notification for that.
Taking a lady's time.
Taking
Why
a
did I
lady's
say that?
So I think that's maybe what she's based on, but I also think an Akira Kurosawa movie.
No, but like anime. Like
Anime. That Wicked City is the only one I can think of.
That we've
You didn't
seen.
watch Wicked City?
that we've seen.
I watched Demon City.
If you watch a demon, you also see Wicked. Because we did that for the first Halloween, I believe. We watched Demon and
Last
Wicked
Halloween
City.
for
Last
Anime
Halloween.
Lane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, you've
I'm
seen.
not sure, but it's familiar. I don't know
Yeah.
why.
Yeah. There is an Akira Kurosawa movie, but I think that's less this and more the spindle person from Macbeth. Because the movie I'm thinking of is the one based on Macbeth, and I can't remember which one that is. Hidden Fortress, maybe? I don't know. But it's got in the original Japanese title spider somewhere in there. Hidden spider. Fucking don't know. Anyway, the behavior of the Jirogumo, it lives solitary lives both as spiders and as yokai. When a golden orb weaver reaches 400 years of age, it develops magical powers and begins to feed on human prey instead of insects. Jirogumo make their nests in caves, forests, or empty houses in towns. Again, that's just pretty much everywhere. Possessing a cunning intelligence and a cold heart. They see humans as nothing more than insects to feed on. They are skillful deceivers and powerful shapeshifters, usually appearing as young, sexy, and stunningly beautiful women. So yeah, Wicked City's opening is pretty much the textbook case of this. Jirogumo's favourite prey are young, handsome men looking for love or other favours.
Such as taking.
When a Jirogumo spots a man she desires, she lures him into her home with promises of affection. He is never seen again. Jirogumo spins silk threads strong enough to ensnare a grown man so that he cannot escape. They also have powerful venom that can slowly weaken a man day by day, allowing the spider to savour her victim's long and painful death. Jirogumo can control other lesser spiders, even employing fire-breathing spiders to burn down the homes of any
I feel like
suspicious
that
meddlers.
should have been mentioned before.
Yeah,
it's not
holy
a,
fuck.
Oh, by the way, she can summon fire-breathing spiders.
Yeah.
feel
I
like
don't
that's-
remember reading this last night.
No, it was added on. Someone had a horrible
Someone had a
experience.
whole revelation.
They are such skillful predators that a Jirogumo can operate like this for years and years, even in the middle of a busy city, piling up hundreds of desiccated skeletons of foolish young men. Where's she hiding the skeletons then? In the busy
Closet.
city? Closet.
Yeah, really big closet.
I mean, if she lives in caves, yeah.
But like in
if-
cities.
I mean, it doesn't say cities. It just says towns and where she lives once she's past
it says
400.
They are skillful predators that... they are such skillful predators that a Jirogumo can operate like this for years and years, even in the middle of a busy city.
Okay, I messed up.
Just said it.
I know, but I was too busy. What?
I thought
There's
I
a
heard
big
a door,
thud
yeah.
upstairs.
It's a ghost.
It's a ghost face.
Ghosty ghost.
No, it's a horse spider.
Yeah, you see, we said horse spider too many times, so now she's coming on
It's,
now.
it's a Beetlejuice
just
situation.
slut
Yeah, it's a Beetlejuice scenario.
Slut arachnid.
Yeah.
What? What?
Just
Horse
slut
spider.
arachnid.
Arachnid.
So yeah, that's the Jirogumo. Okay.
Okay, I rate
I'm
this
glad I picked that.
5 out of 10.
Wow, okay, we're rating them now.
We're rating them.
A lot of them, I would say, at least the ones that I had been looking at, aren't necessarily like scary. I mean, imagine encountering a real life Drogma would be fucking
that'd be
terrifying.
So-
but-
That'd be spooky.
I was saying I don't want to derail this. I've just been opening random links to kind of get the picture, and it's a lot of girls.
yeah.
Aside from the second to last one, the Geia Nudo.
Oh,
The picture is so
skeleton.
funny. No,
Oh wait, no, yeah. Okay, yeah,
this
we'll
picture is hilarious.
we'll
I'm
do this
sorry.
because this
Look at
one
that
is
little guy.
actually pretty funny and is a
Yeah?
good example of like non-evil yokai.
It's like an old naked Yoda.
So this
Just
is
a little dude.
hold on. This is a Geia Nudo.
To me, if I said it in Italian, it sounds like gay and nudo, which means gay and naked.
No.
Well, let's read.
This one means monk under the floor.
yeah.
So very different. It's also known as a musho. Okay.
So, diet, whatever is in the house.
Yeah. They are small subterranean people who make their homes beneath human settlements. They are as small or smaller than human children and almost always have a smile.
Yeah, but
I mean, look at that little guy.
He's smiling.
I feel like it's a painful smile.
Yeah.
Because they always have it. They cannot stop.
Yeah.
This is my new profile pic.
Look, a face that screams, "I'm on my 4th divorce."
The wife kept the children once again.
Oasis got back together.
But maybe.
They live in old wells beneath people's houses. When the homeowners are away, they sneak into the house through the floorboards and eat the owner's foods, then sneak away before
It's
the owner
also
returns.
familiar. Was it featured in the movie or like game?
I mean, I feel like
I've read like stories of like people losing their food and it turns out someone's just living in their attic.
Yeah,
and they
I've
didn't know
heard
about
that.
it.
Parasite.
for once.
Yeah, kind of like Parasite, yeah.
Yeah.
But she was buying like the food with her own money.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that.
yeah. No, but it's familiar. Some like some entity living in the
Under the
under
house.
the underground and then coming out to eat and then
The thing is like a lot of countries and cultures have like really similar
yeah.
ghost stories. So like it maybe just sounds familiar because there's like a similar one here.
Ah, yes.
And
the
Europe,
ground
you know.
gremlin.
Maybe with a less.
I've encountered him many a time.
My booze keeps going missing.
Maybe our closest thing would be like rat. Like fairies.
Yeah, like the fish.
I mean, did it
Yeah.
look like this?
No.
I mean, some.
Some, yeah. So their origin. Hold on, I've skipped the interaction part.
Yeah,
Which
very
explains they're not hostile, nor do they bring bad luck to a household like some other yokai.
They're just kind of there.
They're just kind of there. They try to remain.
just let 'em be.
Yeah, they try to remain hidden and rarely interact with humans. Although signs
Real.
of their trespassing can be obvious, they often leave unwashed cooking utensils, dishes, and scraps of food behind when they leave.
Real.
They're cooking. This implies
Uh,
they're making full meals.
Gnomes, goblins, like certain
I was thinking gnomes.
gnomes.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is kind of reminding me of gnomes. The idea of like
I
the
just
ones
said-
that there's
gnomed.
Like, it's just so funny. I'm imagining this like tiny
Gnome.
little gremlin, child size, like a
Yes.
6-year-old, like
Scampering
on a
along.
step stool by the stove making
Cooking.
some eggs.
Yeah.
Hey, he's got to eat somehow.
And then he hears the doors. Oh shit! Oh, fuck.
Homeowners usually suspect that neighbors or other humans have broken in to steal their food, but if they check under the floorboards and discover a hole in the ground, it is possible to capture the gay Nudo with traps or simply by reaching into the hole and grabbing them.
What?
This sounds like some.
Imagine you just living your life in the fucking hand of God.
Yeah, no, but the way it's phrased, it looks like a bad wikia, like a ChatGPT.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you can either capture with traps or just reach in the hole and grab them.
I've got this
Michael!
image of it's just in the hole. It sees the hand. It's like Willem Dafoe, like looking up, like.
The claw.
Read the next sentence.
If captured, they do not put up a fight. Instead, they just hello.
Sorry.
So did you steal? Sorry.
This is a particularly found us.
You were my intention.
I'm sorry.
You know the guy from Family Guy, the gay guy always goes, oh
no.
no. Like,
the old man.
No, the guy with
Another guy
the
with a
mustache.
And the one golden earring.
And it's always like, oh no.
Oh, I don't think I've seen this
To be
character.
fair, it's probably been a while since you've seen Family
Yeah, it has been a while since I've seen
Guy. 10 years since I've seen Family Guy.
Yesterday.
Wow.
Jesus.
Get better TV.
So they are well known yokai in Kuwano Mie Prefecture and are also said to be found in Fukui Prefecture. I probably fucking mispronounced that.
Yeah.
The Agiyanudo account is found in Shinkaiden Sanbon Fude, an Edo period collection of tales. So some of these are like really old. Some of them are like the earliest written records are
well,
of,
this guy screams 2024. Look at him.
I doubt the art is
Yeah.
period accurate.
He was wearing a little dress before.
I mean, he's naked in the picture. Just pointing it
Yeah,
out.
he is.
Fully naked.
I don't know if we want to read the rest of the page or if we want to move on. It's up to you guys. The rest of this is a legend and it's like 4 paragraphs long. So
Yeah.
What the fuck is this? Like, legit, you're like, I keep having food missing. Maybe have like rats or something, or there's like cats
Just-
sneaking in.
Just smile.
And then one
But
day
why
you
would
walk
your
in.
why would your thought be to like rip up the floorboards?
Exactly.
Because I also
To
want to
find
mention
them.
Japanese houses are built on like elevation, so they're like they're raised up, so there's a gap between the
Like a crawl
tatami
space.
mats, and it's kind of like a crawl space. But probably in older houses wouldn't have been that
Yeah.
big. It's essentially designed so they can knock it down and build it again in case like
Shit happens.
natural disasters happen a lot in Japan, and so why would they think, oh, let me just rip up my floors?
Imagine
the
if
thing
this
is-
happened here. Like, how are we gonna...
How are you gonna do it? Yeah.
Like,
Get like a pickaxe.
You have
Like
the
a-
floorboards, but he's in a hole in the ground. So
Yeah.
there's like a divot or a hole
Uh-huh.
in the ground.
Yes.
Also, when it says they just reach and grab
Yeah,
them,
yeah.
like, reach and just wait for them to... Because they could spend the whole day just like with their hand in the hole, like... waiting for someone... I got it!
My interpretation is that it's like not necessarily like a burrow, like a rabbit's burrow or like a ant, colony or whatever. It's
It's
just
a
like
hole.
there's just a hole and they're just at the bottom.
Yeah.
And just,
I'm
Like the
legit-
guy like Blair in the Thing, who was making a UFO in a hole on
Yeah.
the ground. Yeah, same.
I'm legit because the picture to me is more like there's a tiny like divot where he kind of sit.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
sits
He just sits.
there. I'm hungry.
because
Go
they
upstairs.
are the size of children or smaller, so the hole's actually got to be pretty
Small.
sizable.
I mean, yeah, small shit like this tall.
Yeah.
Pretty big.
Yeah.
I mean, who
And
says
how do you
he's-
grab them? Let's
Yeah. Like.
Yeah, I want to know where people are grabbing them by.
It's just whatever they can get hold of.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the thing is, he's naked.
Yeah, just whatever they can get hold of.
Oh no.
They don't even have hair,
it's
so
a
it's not like
lottery.
you can grab a hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just gotta hope you're lucky.
God, I hope he wasn't lying down.
And he's just smiling. He's just smiling.
Grab me.
I'd be ashamed if someone grabbed me now.
Hey, Chris.
That's what I was thinking.
Only someone didn't go and grab me by the ear and
Pull your hand down, do you, Chris?
There is so much going on.
Oh, yes, Chris. I'm just out here, Chris.
Respectfully, stop it.
I want to get grabbed in a crump and rising position.
So yeah, there you go. That's a good example of like not all yokai are like serious, like scary, demon creatures.
Yeah, sorry. I've just found one on the you might also
Yes,
like
sir.
Oh
section.
god. Okay.
I don't know.
Tell me if we're looking at the same one. Shall
What's it
I
called?
attempt to say it?
Yeah, you said.
We don't know if it's the same one, but.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Look at that.
Yeah, we all got it.
It's it. It's cousin it.
Look at that
Oh,
fluffy
yeah.
boy.
I
Click
got
again.
it!
Yeah, you were right.
Close enough.
Look at that fluffy boy.
Translation: hairy, fluffy sight. Alternatively, rare and dubious thing.
I wish my name included dubious.
Its diet is mold, dirt, and garbage.
Relatable!
It's
Relatable.
Oh, what's his name from Sesame Street?
Oscar?
Oscar the Grouch,
Yeah.
lives in the trash
Glob.
can.
I don't know. You make his fur blue, and he's Cookie Monster.
True.
But
Cookie Monster doesn't eat garbage though.
Is it possible that the little gremlins they were in ghost stories? Am I just making it up?
Not in the episodes we watched.
I
do have
a few more than you guys.
Oh, okay. Maybe the ones you watched, but I didn't get
Maybe.
past episode 2 or 1.
Remember, I only watched one.
Yeah, I think I only watched 2.
I watched like
Yeah.
5.
Yeah, you guys
What a
committed.
great waste of time.
Yeah.
It was fucking funny, okay?
I couldn't get past how dated the humor is, like, at all. It was just
Fair.
painful.
This is a short one.
Yeah, I guess we'll go over it.
Yeah.
So, oh god, I'm gonna have to double check again because the pronunciation's just gone straight out my fucking
Keegan.
brain.
Okay.
Keegan. Are filthy monsters commonly found in populated areas.
Oh, fuck
Filthy monsters.
They are the size of a small dog and appear as a mass of long, dirty hair.
This is just a dog.
It's just one of
Just
those
a
old
dog.
crusty dogs, you know?
Yeah, a dog that's
They're like, no, that's a
not-
yokai.
They make their homes in cool, damp, dark places. They are particularly fond of living under floorboards again, and
I
around
am in your floors.
and around rundown homes where stuffiness, moisture, and lack of human activity create the perfect breeding place for sickness.
Are they the sickness?
I don't know.
Getting down with the sickness.
Oh wow!
Why does everything have to live on the floorboard?
So, but if you go to the next paragraph, just the end, this is such a stupid yokai. They're easy to avoid. Just clean your house. That's what it says.
I mean,
Why aren't you?
let's start from the beginning of the behavior section where they're just like, despite their apparent cuteness,
They don't make good pets.
Because it's a ghost or whatever.
They are actually a kind of minor spirit of bad luck, disease, and pestilence. How can you be a minor version of that? Either you bring pestilence
just a
and
bit of
disease,
pestilence, just a
or
little bit.
don't.
Yeah, but you get
I
like
just-
a little sick.
Like, I just have a cough.
Yeah.
They bring sickness and bad health to those whom live near. Being shy by nature, they try to avoid human contact and are rarely seen. Those who claim to have seen them are often accused of overactive imaginations. Yeah, that goes for most yokai.
Yeah, exactly.
However, their proximity is apparent when members of a household mysteriously fall sick or have a run of bad luck. Okay. They are easy to avoid, however. Just clean your house. They keep away from clean kept houses.
Why don't you just clean your house, you stupid?
Yeah, I feel like this
Exactly.
is just a way for them to be like, clean your fucking house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Kukugan is gonna
You're
get,
gonna get bad
which
luck.
it also sounds
If-
like an IKEA.
One of
Yeah,
the
it does.
one of the suggested yokais is Akaname.
Oh, okay,
it
we're
looks
just...
it looks like a
Like the
no.
Spellfest.
It's interesting because it looks like a liquor from
Oh, it
Resident
does.
Evil, and it's
Oh, it
called
does, yeah.
filthy liquor.
I wonder if this is where the idea came from.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just instead of
I just saw it in the picture. I was like, is that a liquor?
instead of that long hair and face, it's just. A
They are
braid.
Yeah.
about the size of a child or a small adult. Again, with the fucking
Their diet's beautiful.
slime, mold, scum,
Scum.
hair, human waste,
Etc.
etc. What didn't you cover? Like, what is etc.?
Dirt.
It's cum.
Scum.
No, that's a human waste.
Okay, so. Okay, so we're gonna go on Kurote? Because this one was in Ghost Stories.
Ooh.
Oh, kurote.
Okay, karate.
Kurote.
Is it the toilet
Oh,
one?
the hand.
It's the hand
Oh,
in
it's
the
the toilet
toilet.
hand.
Yes. Yeah.
Habitat. Toilets.
Toilet.
diet.
Let me just double check the pronunciation here.
Kurote.
Yeah, Kurote. Translation: Black Hand.
Well, that
I
makes
think that
sense.
covers about it.
Yep.
enough.
Yeah. Appearance: very short. Kurote is a bizarre, hairy yokai from the Noto Peninsula in Ishikawa Prefecture.
It's hair.
Who got close enough to be like, there's some hair on there?
Yeah, the picture doesn't really look hairy. I'm
No,
not gonna lie.
it's almost like. it
I
doesn't-
mean, you rarely have hair on your palm.
yeah,
no,
true.
but like here, like the forearm.
Even the forearms,
yeah.
less hair than the back.
No, but
I
they-
think it's just a bad picture.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, if you turn
To
your
get at a better
brightness
angle.
up, I suppose you can see some hair.
So the legend, long ago in the province of Noto, there was a samurai named Kasamatsu. Oh, hold on, I've missed his last name. Kasamatsu Jingobe. He lived in a nice house as was typical of samurai at the time.
Because they're rich.
Yup. One day, his wife went to use the bathroom and something strange. Oh god, where's this
strange happened.
Something strange happened. While using the toilet, she felt a hand reach up from the darkness and stroke her back.
I don't like this.
Her behind.
It's just Rio. It's alright, it's just City Hunter. It's just in there.
Stop.
Get out of there.
Like, I'm assuming she must have been squatting, otherwise this is fucking
Well,
fun.
yeah, because traditional Japanese toilets are like in the
hole
floor.
in-
So
yeah,
she's, you know,
Popping a squat.
yeah. yeah.
Doing the stance.
Yes.
So after hitting Rhea with the hammer,
She told her husband, who suspected the work of a mischievous tanuki or kitsune, which tanuki are kind of like raccoons.
Yeah,
and
raccoon
kitsune
dogs.
are
Foxes.
like foxes. Yeah. Jingobe drew his katana and entered the bathroom. Sure enough, as he stood over the toilet, something moved. An arm covered in thick black hair reached up out of the darkness and began making a stroking motion.
Like this? Exactly. Like what?
Like, what? We need more descriptors, my God.
You guys all went in a normal direction. My mind went in a completely different one.
dirty bastard.
Come closer,
Look, if
man.
it's coming out the toilet and it's doing a stroking motion, my mind's gonna make conclusions, okay? With one swing of his sword, Jingobe sliced the hand clean off. He put it into a box. Why?
Related.
Period.
Several days later, 3 yokai disguised as priests appeared at Jingobe's home. What is going on? Not realizing their true form, Jingobe invited them in. The first priest said, "There is a strange presence in this house."
A presence of
That'll be the arm
Yeah,
thing
no.
I found. Yeah.
The priests were like the guys from before, the little goblins that live up.
Yeah.
They're just dressed like
They're
priests are
always-
like,
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it's 3 on top of each other.
oh, of course, yeah.
I sense something, a presence I've not felt since.
Jingobe brought out the box and showed them the hand. The second priest said, "This is the hand of a creature known as a kurote who lives in humans' toilets." Okay, thank you. Thanks for that explanation. The third priest examined the hand closely and snarled, "This is my hand, which you cut from my arm."
Get out of my house!
He immediately transformed into a 9-foot-tall black-haired monster. He snatched the hand away, and then all 3 priests vanished.
Okay.
Sometime later, while Jingobe was away, so nothing happened. He just took
Yeah.
his arm and went home.
Yeah.
Dude, Jingo Pay was like, I've drank too much.
Oh, that just happened to me. I didn't really participate in that.
Do you think
What
that
the fuck?
when he walked into the house, he was just like, "I lost my arm today. That was weird." What's that?
Sometime later, while Jingobe was walking home late at night, something like a quilt fell down from the sky on top of him. Wrapped
Quilt.
up and unable to move, Jingobe was lifted up 7 feet in the air and then violently slammed into
Who
the
was
ground.
there to measure the feet? Oh, it's 7 feet, Jingle Bay. What the heck?
When he came
You're thinking too
to,
much.
Jingobe noticed that the sword he was carrying on his belt, the one which he used to cut off the Kuroi's hand, was missing.
This
and
is all
that's
just-
it!
And it ends.
That's it!
This is all just an elaborate heist.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's so funny because, like, imagine he's just walking in here,
Yeah.
and there's just a blanket covering him. He gets rolled up into a little burrito, and he just,
7 feet.
and
'Cause
suddenly
I-
the sword's gone.
I remember our conversation
Rabbit slap.
about this part of Ghost Stories and how we were talking about, like, he's like, pick a colour.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
And it's
was
like
it
red
and
or
blue?
blue, and we were like, why didn't he say yellow? Or, like, we thought he was going to say yellow
Yeah.
for piss. And I'm surprised this story has nothing to do with red or blue or
No.
asking questions. Like, what
Also, because
the fuck?
the demon hand doesn't want to drag anyone, no one,
Yeah,
like,
what does it
down
want?
the
Yeah.
like in Ghost Stories, he's just like stroking her behind.
Yeah.
No, in
That's
Ghost
it.
Stories, they drag her
Exactly.
down, yeah.
So it is the same
This
hand,
one just
but
wants
it's
to
a
get a
bit-
feel.
Yeah, this one is just a
This
pervert.
hand's just a pervert.
Yeah. Well then, there we go. That's the
If
Kurote.
you give it toilet paper, though, it gives you a heart piece.
I'm trying to think if any of these still stick out as like.
Like, I found a recommended one that I would. That sounds
Oh, okay.
fun.
Hold on. I've closed the web page. Let me get back. Which one?
Maneki Neko.
Maneki Neko.
I knew you were gonna pick that one.
Which means inviting cat. Oh wow, that is
Ooh.
definitely a geisha.
So cute.
Diet carnivorous as a regular cat. What does that mean?
The other one was
Eats
like
human
scum,
flesh.
dirt, carnivorous.
cat food.
It's a cannibal. Eats other cats.
So appearance. The Maneki Neko is a popular variation of the Bakken Neko, which brings good luck and fortune. It is most commonly seen in the form of decorative statues in homes and stores. It is depicted with one or both paws in the... Oh!
Yeah,
it's a golden
cat.
cat!
I've seen these things, yeah.
In the air and a beckoning motion. Origins. Cats have long been connected with the supernatural in Japan, while some superstition link cats with bad luck, curses, and strange fires. That's oddly specific.
Cats causing strange fires.
There is also a long tradition of cats being revered and seen as good creatures, particularly in agricultural and sericultural?
What the fuck is a
What is
Sarah?
that?
Sericulture?
Let me see. Oh, okay. It won't let me define. Look up. Silk farming.
Oh,
Silk.
Good on
Very
them.
specific.
Oh.
Yeah.
Very specific. Where cats would eat mice and other pests who attack crops and silkworms. Cats were seen as lucky creatures, and images of cats were used as charms. Statues of Maneki Neko. That I hate saying that. It feels just so weird.
Yeah.
It doesn't roll off the tongue properly. Became popular items in the urban areas of Japan towards the end of the Edo period. Cats with their right hand raised are said to bring economic fortune, while cats with their left hand raised are said to attract customers. The cat's colours of the can. Am I having a stroke? The cat's colours of the can be significant as well.
I don't think that was
Strong.
proofread.
No. The cat's colours can be significant as well. I'm just going to cut out
Yeah,
the
that's
of
fine.
the... Because
Yeah.
I don't think that's meant to be there. Long ago, black cats were said to be lucky cats due to their inability to see in the dark. Their ability to see in the dark.
Don't all cats see in the dark?
Yeah.
They were like, nah, it's because, you know.
They're black.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's of the night.
And so black Maneki Neko were used as talismans against evil spirits. Red was believed to repel smallpox and measles. So red Maneki Neko were used as talismans against sickness. The origin of these statues lie in folklore tales about strange cats who bring riches to their masters or who save their masters from disaster. There are a number of famous stories based on various variations of these themes. Well, thanks for not giving any examples.
There's a long fucking legend, don't bother.
Then there's a legend, but I don't know if you want to read that.
That's quite long.
It's so sweet though.
Yeah,
They're like,
it's a nice
well,
one.
when a cat finds you, you will have good luck. I'm like, yes. Yes, I will.
I
'Cause
feel
you have a
lucky
cat.
already.
Yeah, exactly. It's beautiful.
I keep looking at the list and I always press on the gay a noodle. I don't know why.
It
It
calls to
beckons to you.
Yeah.
I have one.
What?
Haradashi.
Oh, okay. How did that?
I opened it up and I saw the picture. And I was like,
Hold on, where is it on the list?
Oh no.
Oh, there it is. What one's this? I don't remember. Oh yeah, right. Yeah.
But the translation of the name
Get
is
it,
really
girl.
funny.
It makes the noise 100%.
The translation of Haradashi is belly exposer. It inhabits all temples and homes. Diet unknown, but has a fondness for sake.
Party
It's
girl.
like
alcoholics,
Who
yeah.
doesn't?
Haradashi is a goofy-looking yokai that can change into various different forms. Occasionally,
Don't say.
Occasionally, a Haradashi will appear as a headless torso with arms, legs, and comical facial features on its belly. Other times, it's like a kind elderly nun or a goofy female monster with long black hair.
I like that this picture basically took the two of those different ones and just combined them.
Yeah, it's called them goofy twice now.
Yeah, no.
I mean, it
so
is pretty
fucking silly.
It is good looking.
Whatever form it takes, the defining characteristics of Haradashi is the large, silly-looking face which appears on the creature's enormous stomach. Unlike most yokai, Haradashi do not do anything harmful. They are cheerful and agreeable yokai and enjoy amusing others and cheering people up. They frequently disguise themselves as ordinary humans. How?
They have their ways.
And
Don't worry
then
about
They
it.
just cover up the belly.
and then
Yeah.
use their belly faces to surprise people and make them laugh.
100%.
You know what's funny?
One drunk guy did this, and everyone was like, I saw this fucking okay.
Holy
It was
fuck.
nice.
Recently, you sent me the Homer gif where he's
Oh,
like
yeah,
using his
yeah.
stomach to eat.
Yeah,
the
because it
pizza.
was in response to like the thing when
Oh
like
yeah.
the stomach like opened up
Mm.
like when he was like doing the
The
defibrillator.
Yeah, defibrillator. So I sent the homework gift. Just like having a face paint.
I'm just imagining this now.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. That's the first thing I thought of when I saw this.
How did she appear to be sad and lonely? Damn! It's called them goofy twice, and now they're sad and lonely.
Sad and lonely.
It called them an alcoholic.
No, it wants to cheer everyone else up so it can light the darkness in its soul.
Particularly those who are drinking at home drinking alone. Haradashi will slip into those people's houses. Appear to sad and lonely individuals. So it's not saying they are. It's saying it appears to people who are sad and lonely. Will slip into these people's houses to cheer them up. When offered a drink, Haradashi happily accepts it and then bares his belly and performs a ridiculous dance.
The fact that it's ridiculous, I want to see it. Come on.
Those who entertain a Haradashi in their home find that their troubles and worries vanish and they become filled with hopes and dreams.
I love this one.
This is so sweet. You're just sitting there,
funny.
like, by yourselves, like, I'm gonna die today.
I'm so depressed.
And then,
Hey,
it's time to party!
I got you, girl.
Haradashi don't only perform house calls, they make their home in old temples and invite in those who need help. They call out to people who are lost and seeking shelter from the snow or rain and invite them to stay the night in their temple. A Haradashi will present its guests with a warm room and a hearty meal and of course entertain with its signature belly dance.
This is my favourite one.
This is such a nice one.
course.
This is my favourite one.
They're like, of course they do the belly dance.
Well, yeah, of course. Entertain with belly dance.
But don't forget, they're goofy.
But yeah, this just
But
sounds
like-
like...
you know, the funniest clowns are the saddest people. They have a
Jesus
darkness
Christ.
inside. It's like Robin Williams.
I feel like this is
Sending
just
the
the
clown.
town drunk.
Yeah.
The town drunk, and everyone's like, no, this
That's the ghost.
is a fucking ghost.
You're goofy looking.
We'll do a Toire no Hanako-san next.
Ooh.
Because, this one.
Toilet. Toilet?
That's
Yeah, it means toilet. It's toilet.
Oh, okay, okay.
Hanako of the toilet. That's what it means in English.
Get out of the toilet.
Hmm?
Get out of the toilet. I need in.
Alternative names are Sanbanmei no Hanako-san or Hanako of the third stall.
Oh, they modernized. Good for them.
I have a feeling this is like a more modern one because of some of the specifics of it. It is an urban legend about a young girl's ghost who haunts elementary school restrooms. So it's what's her name? Myrtle? No.
Morning Myrtle.
Morning Myrtle. Yeah.
Fucking Harry Potter.
Why am I bringing up Harry Potter?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jesus.
let's not.
She is the subject of schoolyard legends across Japan, and the details of her story vary from place to place and generation to generation. She is usually said to look like a schoolgirl with bobbed hair, wearing a white shirt and a red skirt with suspenders. In most versions of the story, Hanako-san haunts the third stall and the third floor toilet of the schoolhouse. Jesus, that was a lot to say.
Oh my god!
Fuck!
It was a yokai.
Oh, what was that?
Voodoo.
Aradashi!
If a student knocks on her stall 3 times, there's a lot of threes here, and asks
Three.
if Hanako is there, a scratchy voice will reply, yes.
Yes.
If the student opens the stall door, Hanako-san will pull them down into the toilet and kill them. Oh, okay.
How? Yeah, that's also my...
Yeah. The precise steps to summon her spirit and the way in which she reacts to being called vary greatly from school to school. Some versions of the legend include methods to escape from Hanako-san, such as by showing her ghost something that she hates, for example, a test sheet with a perfect score, a school lunch milk carton, and so on.
So on. They're two
She's
very different
lactose
items.
intolerant.
What do you mean so on? A gun? I'll show you a knife.
That's right, the test sheet with the perfect score. It's like, suck it, I'm better than you.
Here's your yearbook photo.
Hey, you remember that
Look
thing?
at this photograph.
No! Look at this graph.
I remember that embarrassing thing you did 2 years ago.
Hanako-san's legend has roots dating back as far as the 1950s, but it reached the peak of popularity in the 1980s and 90s. It's said that nearly every school in Japan had its own legends of Toire no Hanako-san at this time. Just write toilet. Hanako-san in the toilet.
Yeah.
Many schools invented origin stories for their version of Hanako-san. In some versions, she was a schoolgirl who was being chased by a madman. Okay.
A madman?
A madman.
Kind of vague.
Yeah.
The madman.
The madman.
Who lives on Drury Lane.
It's a madness lane.
She ran to her school and... So she wasn't at school. She ran to the school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And hid in the third floor toilet's third stall.
This is excluding small schools.
That's just her special place.
Yeah. But the man found her and murdered her because it was a holiday.
Wasn't
Nobody
that
found her
special?
body for several
How did
days.
she get into the school if it was a holiday?
I don't.
It was probably
know.
locked up.
It's like church. Doors are always unlocked.
I'm gonna invoke Michael Bay. Shut the fuck up.
Because
But in other versions, she was a student during the Pacific War.
She was playing hide and seek with her friends and hid in the third floor bathroom when the air raid sirens. It means air raid
Right?
sirens went off. She was unable to hear the sirens.
Oh,
How?
Impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was listening to her
Oh god, she's got earpods in.
Walkman.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
yeah.
In the Pacific War.
Yeah.
She was ahead of her time. Really.
Supernatural powers.
Yeah.
So she continued to hide in the stall while her classmates were all evacuated to an air raid shelter.
Jesus Christ.
She died in a fire when her school was struck by a bomb.
What the fuck?
Jesus, but her spirit continues to hide in the bathroom to this day.
Okay, the bathroom doesn't exist anymore.
No.
Because it's been destroyed by the
Yeah.
bomb. Unless they rebuild the school exactly
No, the
well,
bathroom
as
is
it
also
was.
a ghost.
Yeah, the school is a ghost.
Yeah.
Japanese schools kind of have a very specific layout, so I wouldn't be surprised if they built it
Exactly.
almost
Exactly
exactly
the
the
same.
same. Yeah. Other versions claim she was a victim of constant abuse either by parents or by bullies at school, and she committed suicide in that particular bathroom stall.
That's my canon.
Yeah, that's the one that I kind of was leaning towards. Before I even read it, I was like, she probably fucking killed herself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or that a pit latrine at the school was left open by mistake and she fell in it.
That's very, it's very goofy.
Yeah.
As opposed to she was a victim of abuse, or she just fell into
I
a
love
hole.
that it ends with that after saying, oh yeah, she committed suicide or she was a victim of abuse.
One of
Yeah,
the two.
Or
or she
maybe
fell into a
in it.
latrine, like into a
An open toilet.
open toilet. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have the gritty, realistic background, or we have the
Or the
Scooby Doo.
and when she fell down, she just went.
No, it's
Boom.
the goofy yell.
This reminds me of I don't know if you guys as middle schools and high schools had the urban legend of the kid that died because he was leaning his chair back.
Yeah,
Mine couldn't. Mine was
hit their
built the year
head.
we went in.
I had that in primary school.
Yeah, they were there was a kid who his chair fell back, he hit his head and died.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
don't do that.
I don't know if I made this up because of my fucked up little head, or or if it's just I heard this from somewhere else. But I had a version where somehow some sort of coat hanging peg was behind them or whatever, and
Oh
they
my
fell
God.
back and it lodged
That's
it into the
fucking
back of their
brutal,
head.
man.
I know.
No,
I can't remember if I made that up or if someone else, or if I heard that from someone else.
I hope you heard that from someone else and you didn't make that up. That's
Yeah.
fucked up.
Jesus. I mean, we also had the, don't write on your skin because you're gonna get cancer.
I mean, that comes from when there used to be lead
There's
Yeah.
in pencils. So there's some basis in that.
Yeah, but they still would say, I once had a student.
Yeah.
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 So
What is
that's
that?
that's Hanako of the toilet.
Juboko. What's Juboko?
Juboko.
Juboko.
It's a tree.
It's a bleeding
Oh
tree.
yeah, this is the tree of the battlefield.
Oh, this is gonna be
Oh.
happy.
Juboko, tree child, shrub child, habitats, battlefields, places where mass deaths occur. Diet is blood. On the fields of war and sites of vicious massacres where the blood of thousands of warriors has saturated the soil, a strange kind of tree can be found. From afar, the Juboko appear to be ordinary trees, indistinguishable from the various species that dot the landscape. It takes an observant eye. Observant? Did I say observant?
Observant.
Yeah, I thought I said observant.
Observant.
It takes an observant eye. I think I said it again. Hold on. It takes an observant eye to notice the slightly more fearsome features of its branches, or the pile of human bones buried underneath the ground, undergrowth beneath the tree. Well, okay, yeah, you know,
how would you
maybe
see
the
them?
tree gives it away, or maybe the pile of fucking
Yeah,
bones.
I like that. If you look closely at the branches, you can see it's fearsome. Also, possibly look down to your fucking bones.
It's the classic. Well, if you used your fucking eye.
Yeah.
In fact, they were once normal trees.
Are we all?
Okay. We're just normal men.
Just innocent men.
But the vast amount of human blood absorbed through their roots transform them into yokai. Thereafter, the trees thirst only for human blood.
Are they
But
gonna
they can't
get-
exactly do much.
Yeah, exactly. They're gonna.
Yeah. She's gonna be
branches?
like, come here. Come here.
Come here.
Come here.
Hey, get in this hole.
Yeah.
Hey, hey, you!
Put your hands here.
Over here.
Are you dying? He's like, I'm fine.
You know what you should. You know what you should
There's
do?
a knife. There's a knife a few yards back.
Put your
Grab it.
whole head in this hole.
Just do
Be
that.
cool.
Jogobo wait for unsuspecting humans to pass underneath their branches. I don't think anyone's walking underneath a tree covered with
That's
bones.
like
No.
seeping blood.
Let me push away the bone.
When somebody gets close enough, they attack, snatching their prey with long, jagged finger-like branches and hoisting it into their boughs. These branches pierce the skin of their victims, sucking out all of the blood with special tube-like twigs.
Sip, sip.
After the body is drained, the flesh and organs are consumed by birds, insects, and other animals. Oh, okay.
I
That's...
mean,
Only the dry bones fall back to earth,
my favorite Mario
opposed to
character.
the wet bones.
Not the wet bones.
Not
Don't
the
worry
wet
about
bones.
those.
By the time most people are close enough to notice the heaps of bleached bones at the base of its tree, it's too late to escape. I don't know. I think you can spot a mass of bleached bones from a pretty far distance.
Yeah, they're kind of shiny.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry, but I just saw in the feature
Did you see
suggested.
the first one at the bottom? Hoko? The Hoko?
The Hoko.
Oh my goodness me.
Oh.
This looks so goofy.
Hold on, I'm so sorry.
Are you
No.
fucking kidding
No.
me?
I don't know how this is happening, man.
No more Dr. Pepper.
Shaun can't talk right now. He's making piss.
Why?
Wow.
So I don't know what we do. Do we break and cut? I'm probably gonna forget to cut this out. To be fair.
Yeah. Is this shit talk Shaun time?
So what a bitch.
Oh my god.
Imagine pissing.
Imagine pissing.
He drank like it's all there.
There's like 2 sips.
Oh my god. It's maybe I don't know if he's maybe finished his water, but again, that's not much.
Maybe he
I
drank
finished
the
that.
pissing
Like,
diet
remember
Dr. Pepper.
I've also finished like a full can of that.
Yeah.
So
Fucking
my
shit.
throat's actually starting to get sore.
Well, your next episode is chill time.
Oh, we've already gone over like an hour, so
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, we had a long prelude.
yeah. So maybe do another 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah,
And
like
that'll
2
give
or 3
us-
more.
Yeah, 2 or 3 more.
Yeah, you should cut this out. I mean, do you know the timestamp?
Yeah,
Yeah.
hold on.
Yeah.
I think that made a decent enough impression.
Right. I'll do another one when he's back.
Yeah,
You'll go.
yeah.
At the same time.
And then
That would
our
cause a
mixer
nice
just
clip.
That's how we take a screenshot.
Yeah.
We'll cough at once and the smoke just starts coming out of the...
I go to a Burger King. You know Rock and Roll McDonald's?
No.
After this episode, we'll show you
Every
rock and
time
roll.
I feel like I'm running into that
That
kid from
door.
Home Alone.
How can you not know Rock and Roll McDonald's?
We'll listen to
Well,
it after this episode.
Okay. Anyway,
So I miss.
Sean's back. That did clip very
There you go.
badly. Although, I'd be surprised if it actually did. Because even when it goes red, it doesn't usually have us distorting, so... Okay, so we're back. Sean went to piss again. Which is funny if you're coming in a Halloween lane independently.
I'm gonna say it again. Bottle. Just use a bottle.
I'm not using.
You
a
don't
bottle,
have to
bro.
leave. You can stay here.
But we have to be here.
Yeah.
And
Oh my god.
No!
No.
use a non-see-through bottle, so we don't see anything.
Anyway.
Stop it.
Can we not have him back for like a few months?
Yeah, no.
I don't feel comfortable talking to him now.
Yeah. He's on house arrest after.
Yeah.
Okay, so we were looking at the Hoko,
Okay.
Very
Weird
goofy.
looking thing.
I believe that's how it's pronounced, but let me just double check. Yep.
Oh.
Which means directions, apparently, according to Google Translate. But here it says, based on the Chinese name for the same creature, literally Evergreen Lord.
How?
It's a,
That is
it's a,
quite
it's a
the
human
translation.
They see a human dog looking thing, and they're like,
Evergreen
yes,
Lord.
our Evergreen Lord.
I bestow to you the mighty Evergreen Lord, also known as Hoko.
And then he just goes, woof.
Woof. Not even like an actual dog barking, it's just a human
Woof.
woof.
No, it's just him. Bark.
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 Meow.
Meow. That's right.
The Hoko is a nature spirit which inhabits 1,000-year-old trees. It resembles a black dog with no tail and a human-like face, so it's a monkey.
It's a monkey, yeah.
Yeah.
I think they saw a monkey, but what the fuck? Oh, shit,
Whoa!
what the fuck?
I think on the YouTube version you should put the image because it's people have to see it.
I mean,
people
they
have
could,
to see
I'll
this.
probably put the links in the description, so...
After a night with the Haradashi, you just start seeing monkeys with human faces.
Oh, I can't wait to see the thumbnail for this.
Oh god, I haven't even thought that far ahead. Being a tree spirit, the Hoko is said to be similar to a Kodama or a Yamabiko.
Context, please.
Although Toriyama Sekian goes out of his way to specifically mention that despite the similar appearance, it is a separate yokai from the Yamabiko.
Who's
Cool.
Toriyama Seiken?
It's a monkey.
A bit of context would be lovely.
Toriyama
But
Seiken.
they're, every bit they mention, I was like, okay, so it's like, it has a human-like face and it's like a dog-like body. I'm like, okay, so it's a monkey. It's like, they're found in trees.
So it's a monkey. Most Hoko encounters are accidental. They usually involve an old woodcutter chopping into a camphor tree, with an axe, and blood comes out of the
we just read this.
blood comes out from the tree because a
Different tree.
Hoko was living inside.
Oh, sorry. Another
They
blood tree.
chopped
My
him.
bad.
Just
They
got
chipped
chopped.
him. Holy shit.
Nevertheless, there are a number of records of Hoko appearing in Japanese and Chinese chronicles. Hoko are recorded as being
Edible?
Oh, sweet. You can harvest them for me.
Trust the fucking Chinese. The ancient Chinese records that mention them include accounts of them being stewed and eaten. It's always the fucking Chinese.
We're so sorry for
They're
any
like, it's
Chinese
not a dog.
listeners.
It's not a dog. It's a Hoko.
It's
Don't
a
worry.
monkey.
It's a
no,
monkey.
No, it's a
It's monkey
spirit.
meat.
Apparently, they
Oh.
taste sweet and sour and similar to dog meat. They're not beating the allegations.
How would you know? How would
I
you
just
know?
think it was
Just stop.
Someone told me.
Hoko is the Japanese pronunciation of the spirit's Chinese name.
Penghua. Mm.
Pencho.
Peng
Pingu.
Fo
Peng Fo.
Peng
Fo.
Fo.
Pingu.
Pingu.
Wah, 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 wah.
Because of gradual changes in the writing systems of China and Japan, the characters used to write Hoko do not translate perfectly in Japanese. Legends generally refer to the Hoko being from inside of a camphor tree. However, the first characters in its name can refer to a different kind of evergreen in Japanese. The Sakakai.
And then there's a Latin name.
There's a Latin name.
Yeah.
The Cleyera japonica, which is an important sacred tree in Shinto. The second character in its name was used as a title for feudal lords. It's not really clear. It's not really clear that these were the intended meanings in the original Chinese, though. According to legend, its name was recorded in the Yokai Encyclopedia Hakutakusu, the last surviving copy of which was lost thousands of years ago. So its true meaning is difficult to decipher. How do we know it was lost?
Yeah, I was gonna
thousands
say.
of years ago. Like,
If the
did some
last-
guy
I
just
feel
write a note like, "Oh fuck, I just lost the last copy"?
The writing in some of these is so bad.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
it's so,
some of it needs proofread for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Is there any yokai that you have to see this?
From the list.
I think we've covered most of the ones that I was like, oh, okay, these are definitely like Jirogumo, because obviously
Yeah.
Wicked City, Hanako the Toilet. I just found that kind of funny. There are three that are kind of related to each other, and that is Oiwa, Okiko, and Otsuyu.
Oiwa was the one I literally just opened.
So these
Say-
are three similar related entries because they all reference each other.
Okay.
So Oiwa is a girl's name meaning rock. It's literally just her
Rock.
name.
Rock!
No, her name's literally just Oiwa. That was her name.
Rock.
So yeah.
Can you smell?
Bijou.
Finally! Oiwa is the tragic and terrifying Onryo from Totsuya Kaiden, the ghost story of Yotsuya. Along with Okiko and Otsuyu, she is one of the Nihon Sandai Kaidan. Wow, okay, I got through that alright.
Yeah.
Japan's big three ghost stories. Oiwa's story is based on real people who lived in the 17th century Edo. Their story was dramatized in the 1825 kabuki play Tokaido Yotsuya Kaiden, which became very popular and cemented Oiwa's place as Japanese most famous ghost.
Wow.
Yeah.
Most famous ghost.
It's a big title. Big shoes to fill.
Yeah.
Countless variations and adaptations of her tale followed. Thanks for none of the examples again. The real Oiwa died in 1636. It's rumoured that her Onryo still haunts the place. Oh, okay, yeah, so there's an entry that we'll go back to after this, because Onryo has its own
I was like,
entry.
what's an Oreo? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
An Oreo is a cookie. It's a chocolate sandwich cookie.
That's crazy. Really? That's a real
That's
biscuit?
mad, bro.
Yeah, no, I know. I was shocked when I learned too.
Oh man. It is rumoured that her Onryo still haunts the places that she lived, as well as those who perform her story. Mysterious disasters and deaths occurring around a number of productions, including theatre, film, and television adaptations, have been blamed on the curse of Oiwa's ghosts. Again, an example would be
fun.
nice.
Countless examples.
There's countless of them.
Like, you could just pick one of the films
Can't count
that
them.
had.
Can't count
No.
them.
Who
Can you
are
elaborate?
Where are we?
No.
No.
What is this?
You're my grandma. No.
There have been numerous attempts to appease her angry spirit. A small shrine and a temple dedicated to Oiwa were erected on the ruins of her family house in Yotsuya. After fire destroyed the shrine in 1879, Oiwa's shrine was moved to another part of Tokyo. Shrine was again destroyed in the fire bombings of World War II.
That'll do it.
Kind of outside of the ghosts,
Yeah.
purview.
Sort of out of her jurisdiction on
Yeah.
that one. She
Yeah.
can't control that.
I was
Yeah.
like, I'm sorry, wrong place, wrong time. Like,
We cannot bomb it. There's a ghost.
No, you see, she's possessed the emperor. This is my conspiracy theory.
Jesus Christ. After the war, her new shrine, as well as the original location in Yotsuya, were both rebuilt. A gravestone at
You can do it.
Myogyoji?
Myogyoji in Sugamo, Tokyo, is widely believed to be Oiwa's actual grave. It is customary for actors and crews putting on a production of Totsuya Kaiden to visit Oiwa's grave to pay their respects.
And not get murdered.
And then there's the legend, but that legend is fucking long.
Oh, Jesus Christ, you're right.
It's like 7 paragraphs.
She married someone and they weren't happy. There
Yeah,
you go.
yeah,
I
she-
just summarized.
Thank you.
that old story.
He
Classic.
threw he gave her a cream that was a poison or something, and it disfigured half her face.
Oh,
Horrible
okay.
birthday present.
And I think she killed him or something.
Fair.
she better.
Yeah, I think
Slay.
it was not a happy marriage, was a wasteful man and thief. One day Oiwa decided to leave her husband and return to her family home. Iemon followed after her. Still, fuck it, I don't...
Oh.
Read it if
Scary.
you want.
Ooh.
It'll be in the description. Basically, she was given a cream that disfigured her and she became angry. And
Which, fair.
yeah.
I keep reading his name as Lemon. I'm sorry.
It's Iemon.
Yeah.
It's a capital I.
I know.
So we'll jump quickly back to Onryo because this relates to all of them. And then there's Goryu, which is like a similar thing. So Onryu
It
are
has metal art, by the way.
yes.
Hell yeah.
Onryu are grudge spirits or vengeful spirits, and they're found all throughout Japan.
Grudge spirit?
Their diet is none. They survive solely on their own wrath. They're that
Nice.
fucking angry.
It actually
we
says
all?
it survives solely on its wrath.
At this point, they're just living through sheer fucking spite.
Spirit literally too angry to die. Legend.
The most dreaded type of Yuri. Fuck me.
every entry has like a reference to something else.
Yeah.
It has a new
And it
word
never
for you to look up.
links.
Yeah, no,
no
it links
hyperlink.
Yeah, I was like, if they make a hyperlink, that'd be so good. And you
Yeah.
have constant more traffic.
And
Uh-huh.
it's not even. What was the word?
Yuri.
Really
It's not even in
making
the
me-
recommended, so you have to go and look it up.
Yeah.
Really making me use the lookup feature on
Yeah.
my iPhone.
Yeah.
Is the most dreaded type of Yuri is the Onmyu. They are ghosts of people who died of such strong passions, jealousy, rage, or hatred that their soul is unable to pass on. Instead, they transform into powerful, wrathful spirits who seek vengeance on everything they encounter. Often, they were victims of war, catastrophe, betrayal, murder, or suicide, and they display wounds or marks indicative of the way they died. One that I have in the list, but we haven't looked at, and I don't think we've got time to look at, but I'm sure we brought it up before, is the Slipmouth woman.
Yeah.
Yes, am I beautiful? And then
Oh, yeah,
you
yeah.
say, she shows you her face. It's obviously fucked up. And if you say, if you say no and you scream, she'll do the same to you.
Yeah.
And if you lie, she'll kill you. What happens if you're being truthful? It doesn't say.
You can-
You
No,
die
but-
either way.
Yeah,
It's
you
like-
die either way.
Yeah.
You're fucked.
The opposite of an Onryu, and I think this is where we'll wrap up because we've been on for a while. Is a Goryu, and this is an honored ghost, alternatively known as a Mitama. It exists solely for vengeance. Goryu are the ghosts of ancient warriors and nobles who died horrible, agonizing deaths and return to haunt their enemies as dreadful ghosts of vengeance called Onryu. Huh?
Good on him.
What?
But didn't it just say they
As
aren't
dreadful ghosts
Onryu?
Are the ghosts?
And return to haunt their enemies as dreadful ghosts of vengeance called Onryu.
Oh, just as.
Oh,
Onryu.
okay. Oh, right. I see.
I think.
Yeah.
What?
Like they just like the Onryo, which we just looked
Yeah.
at. They are also eggy.
Very angry.
Yes.
These terrible ghosts bring calamity and destruction to those who wrong them in life. Their revenge is often in the form of fires, wars, plagues, droughts, floods, storms, the death of imperial family members, and other disasters which the ancient nobility viewed as curses. Or, that's just
Life.
life.
I'm wondering
Yeah.
if Goryu is just like the nobility version of
Yeah.
like Onryu.
I think it specifically applies to like the idea of vengeance
Okay.
rather
Yeah.
than like wrath.
Okay, there's a difference.
Yeah. Because wrath is more like it can be taken out on anyone, whereas
Okay.
vengeance is like they're gonna seek
Very specific.
specifically
Yeah,
that. Because ghosts cannot be killed, the only way to end their
Duh.
wrath was to transform them into peaceful, benevolent spirits. This was done with the help of priests or onmyoji, the religion known as Goryu Shinko, the religion of ghosts.
It's
Never heard of
it's
that
worded
before.
so badly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
Like you need a religion of ghosts to turn them into good ghosts, basically.
Yeah.
So I gotta convert.
Makes sense.
Yeah, you have to convert them. Yeah.
Have you heard of our Lord
Right,
and Savior?
the
The
Lord of the
ghosts.
In order to change them, they must change you.
So yeah, there you have it. There's some yokai. We didn't actually get through much of my list. We kind of bounced around, but that's fine because it was it's a fun, interesting journey. Like I say, I'll put the links to these in the description. I'm gonna have to listen back and remember which ones we actually looked at that weren't on this list. So maybe the list won't be there because I might be too lazy.
Oh, come on!
At least
put the whole
you're being
list.
upfront.
Put the whole
and
list that
honest
they
about
can
it.
choose.
Some of them
from.
aren't on my list.
Yeah. Well, link the website. They'll find
I'll
it.
link the website, and you can look it up from
Yeah.
Yeah.
my pronunciation, which is going to be hilarious. So yeah, thank you for listening to this episode of Halloween Lane. You can come back next week where we're talking about Scream and the
other
Thing.
one.
It's-
What thing?
Cannot wait.
I don't know why it's really hard to retain the name of all the movies we've done this for this Halloween.
But the way
thing.
we record, it gets jumbled up in our
It
heads.
does, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you for listening. We'll see you next week.
Bye bye.
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 Hey, it's up to us to take out Umbrella.